So when I'm not working on projects that pay the bills, I do a lot of side stuff and playing around and learning and such like that. I watch a lot of, usually there's something playing in the background, and if it catches my interest, I'll stop and kind of watch it. Things like Learn Electronics Repair with Richard and Det, Uncle Sweepy, Mr. Bleep. I'll play around with some of these. This was a AT Tiny programmer. Really get interested in some of those AT Tiny stuff. And doing all that, my wife likes a lot of lighting and LED stuff, so I'm trying to play a little bit more with that, especially the addressable. So I got some of these addressables, and I wrote some code, and made a little prototype to run these addressable LEDs. And it flickers on, and it gives us a bunch of different, it showed me how to do the displays, and different library settings and color settings, and pretty interesting stuff. So I was looking into what it would take to make some of these strings, and a lot of this stuff is really cheap enough. You just buy it, but where's the fun in that? So we had gotten one of these strings, I think it was in the $20 range, something like that, and it had its own, USB feed with a controller, and it's got a remote, and there was a lot of the choices we just really didn't like, and a lot of choices, there were almost too many choices. So I started looking at what it would take to make some of these strands, and the thing is, I realized that, well, I have one right here. I just need to separate it from this pre-made board. And that's where it got me wondering, and I learned about having to feed, the Arduino, certain current limits can't go over. You start feeding the positive of the addressable. So that's where we're at right now. I want to take this 5 LED setup and hook it up to this 100 LED chain on my prototype board here. Let's go to the scope. So if we look at this thing, they really did a nice job for us. We've got plus, this is going to be minus, that's going to be your 5-volt feed, and here's your data line. And if we look at this wire, you can kind of see the white stripe on the positive. And if you keep this flat, so we know that the first lead is the positive, this is the negative, this is our data line. And that's exactly the 3 wires that we have on the Nano little prototype right now. So let's take these off. Okay, so that's our control board. And let's go on one of our little prototype boards here. And how do I want to do this? Well, let's get one attached and we'll jump. So this is our positive. It's got the white stripe, yeah. Okay, so that one's attached. Do we want to go right in a row? No, let's skip a tooth. So our first pin is positive, third pin is negative, and our 5th pin is our data line. Let's go back to the overhead. Maybe zoom in a touch. You know what I wanted to, well, no, we'll skip that. So now I have this USB already hooked up to a little breakout board. And what we want to do is we don't want to power our existing LEDs. I think these are just a bunch of positive jumpers. I believe so. Let's just take those out for happiness. That's all grounds. Another positive. So right now all we've got is we're feeding our pin 5, or our 5-volt pin on the Arduino. We're getting our power from the USB. And our negative. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is my signal pin. Let's get some jumpers across here. Let's go with the signal pin. Was our 5th pin. Our positive. We can jump straight over to the breadboard positive. Let's go over here just in case. That's the other data pin. So then the negative side is here. So we got negative, positive, to our positive, negative, negative, and this is our data pin off the Arduino. So let's plug this guy in, see how much this actually pulls. So let's watch for smoke. Oh, we got our display, we got the Arduino. Here we go. Oh. I know exactly what's wrong. Our sketch is only made for 5 LEDs. Let me jump and re-upload a sketch with 100 on it. Okay, so that's easy enough. Change the number of LEDs to 100 and re-upload your sketch. Put your Arduino back in. I think it looks right. So we're going to find out right now. We lost our display. What happened here? Did it go to sleep? So we've definitely got all our LEDs now. We lost our display. Okay, let's stand by a second. I didn't plug this Arduino in wrong. No, that's correct. So why did we lose our display? Let's turn it back on and see if everything else is operating correctly. So that's all the way dim. It's all the way bright. And I just played around with a bunch of breathing and steady and the different colors. There's a couple that are interesting. I don't like that we lost the display. Wonder why that happened. Got to be something with the sketch upload. Really curious on how some of these chases were going to work. You know, there's the rainbow. It works pretty good. That's the thing I notice is you got to kind of play with some of these in your code. See, now we're frozen. But that's pretty cool anyway, that I can take an existing string, run some of my own code through the Nano and or eventually through an ATtiny. This was kind of fun stuff for me. If you like this kind of thing, check it out yourself, see what you can get away with. Like, subscribe, see you next time.